look at you and it's easy to see. You are that someone I've been trying to
Hi everyone, I'm so happy to see you today. Today I'm going to teach you how to do oil painting.
You are that someone I've been trying to meet. I got your number, won't you pick up the phone?
If you are new to oil color medium, here are some basics. You need white bristle brushes, canvas board, turpentine, linseed oil, color palette and oil colors. You will also need a small bowl to keep your turpentine. When you are using oil colors as a medium, we do not wash the paintbrush in the water, we wash it in the turpentine, and we use linseed oil little at a time as we build layers. Oil paintings need lot of layering. It takes longer for the colors to dry as compared to acrylics as the colors are oil based. So sometimes one painting can take up to several weeks before it is finally finished, as you have to wait between the layers to dry completely, and only then you can add new shades. But there are some artists who can do the oil painting from start to finish in just one sitting. Let's see if we can do that today. I have taken a canvas board and done a basic sketch with pencil. Now don't spend lot of time in buying very fancy canvas like gallery wrap canvas and stretched canvas. If you are just starting to learn oil paints, just buy very basic things that you need, and from there you see how it goes.
Hanging on the dial tone. Think back to the night that we met. Jumping in the pool, talk to you, dripping wet.
So my pencil sketch is all done, and now I can start with the coloring. First layer is always turpentine based. I washed my flat brush in the turpentine, and with that same brush I am applying the initial coats. Let's take all the shades in our color palette. Whatever shades that I am going to need, like yellow, cadmium yellow and light yellow and orange and cadmium red. I'm so sorry, I'm not so good in remembering the names of the colors. I really have to memorize it, because otherwise I would just look at the color and I will know, okay, I need this shade for my oil painting. So right now I'm going to tell you the shades because I memorized it. It is light yellow and cadmium yellow hue it is, and then titanium white, and then orange, thank god the name is orange, and then it is cadmium red. So these are the first initial colors that I will need. Those I am taking in my color palette.
Speak, so I trip on my tongue. Never thinking you would be my number one.
I will dip my brush in the turpentine, and without wiping the same brush I will use it to blend color on my color palette. The little bit turpentine that is there in your brush, that is good enough for this sized oil painting. So take the color in your brush and keep the strokes even and parallel to your petal lines. At this point, I want to remind you, do not use water. Absolutely not. Okay, brushes are not washed in water while doing oil painting. Remember that. So the initial coats are just yellow and then yellow plus white. I think that yellow is light yellow, not lemon yellow. Okay, it is light yellow. And with that, I am just doing the inner sections of the that petal, and then just white near the top side of the petals.
I speak, so I trip on my tongue.
For the center part, I am going to use light green, and for the background, I am going to use burnt umber, which is actually just brown color, but it is like has a very fancy name. It's burnt umber. So yes, I will use the same technique. I will only dip the brush once in my like turpentine bowl, and with the same turpentine I am going to just mix the color in my palette, and then I am going to apply it on the canvas. You don't have to take the turpentine and pour it over your color in the palette. Don't do that, because this is just 10 by 12 inch canvas, so you don't actually need lot of color right now. Okay.
Number one.
Alright, so my first coat with just turpentine and the color is all done. The first coat will dry pretty quickly as we have only used turpentine. Now for the next layer, it will be 50% turpentine and 50% linseed oil. Just take little bit of linseed oil in your color palette. As my painting is very small, I don't have to pour anything over the colors. I'm simply dipping my brush in turpentine and then in oil and then mixing the colors with the same brush. Now you have to keep the brush strokes parallel to the petal outline. There are some darker areas. I'm using cadmium red plus burnt umber and blending it with plain red and then red plus white.
Wind in my hair and the sand in my shoes. Could have chosen anyone, but I choose you. Hop back in your car, top down. There's no stopping us, 'cause we own this town. Never knew I could have such fun. Never thinking you would be my number one. Nervous when I speak, so I trip on my tongue. Never thinking you would be my number one.
For the center part of the flower, I'm actually using light green, but then in the middle I've used little bit of light green plus white shade, and now only I'm using this stippling method. That means I'm just making small dots. So outside will be all like darker dots, and as you go in the middle, you keep adding little bit white at a time. So for the darker shades of green, I have actually used the shade of green that I have. I will just call it dark green actually, but it is actually, when I check the name, it is sap green. So whatever dark green color that you have in your this art supplies, use that to like mix to have that darker shade, or you can simply use light green plus little like itty black, or light green plus little bit of like this dark brown burnt umber.
Jump in your car and we drive to the beach. The sun was setting, it was just you and me. Wind in my hair and the sand in my shoes. Could have chosen anyone, but I choose you.
So I have simply used just dots of different shades of green to show that pores pattern in the middle. Okay, so now if we have to do this painting in multiple sitting, we should wait after the second layer, the one with turpentine and linseed oil, and when it is completely dry within 3 or 4 days, we would apply the next layer, which will be little bit more linseed oil and little less turpentine. Again after few days, it will be more of oil and lesser turpentine, and this way your final layering will have no turpentine at all, but only the linseed oil. At this point, you will start smelling lot of turpentine and linseed oil. If you think the smell is overwhelming, go ahead, wear a mask. Also, you can wear a disposable plastic gloves. Now 15 years of doing oil painting, this smell doesn't bother me at all. I cannot paint if I am wearing gloves or apron. I have to feel the brush in my hands. Yes, that's how I paint. Lot of times people ask me, like when they go to an art gallery and they look at the price, the cost of the painting, and they will be like, what, it is like 2 lakh rupees and 4 lakh rupees, why oil paintings cost so much? Let me tell you, it takes months to finish one medium sized oil painting, which literally has the artist's heart and soul in it. Imagine sitting for 12 hours straight every day, adding all these layers, adding all these details to make this painting more realistic, to make it one of a kind.
I look at you and it's easy to see. You are that someone I've been trying to meet. I got your number, won't you pick up the phone? Don't leave.
Alright, here is my painting all done. Oh, it looks so beautiful, isn't it? Okay, now about winding up everything. If you are planning to paint again within 24 hours, you can wash the brushes in turpentine and wipe them clean with the cloth and then store them horizontally. Okay, if you are not planning to paint soon, you have to thoroughly clean the brushes in turpentine first, remove all the traces of color. Now you have to wash with mild soap and water and then wipe it dry and then store it horizontally.
Hanging on the dial tone. Think back to the night that we met. Jumping in the
Do not throw the turpentine away. You can reuse it in the next session. Within couple of days, the colors will all settle down at the bottom and you get the clear turpentine on the top. Pour the turpentine in another container to reuse and throw away the bottom leftover colors. Whatever color is left in your dish, you can reuse that as well. This will stay like this forever. I mean, not like for 100 years. It is good to go, like good to use for a couple of months. Get a small pill organizer or small containers and store the leftover color in that and wipe your palette with a cloth dipped in turpentine. This oil painting will take at least 4 to 5 days to completely dry. I'm going to sign it and then put some varnish over it, and then I'll probably make a really nice Insta reel.
I look at you and it's easy to see. You are that someone I've been trying to
I hope you learned something today. Until next time, stay creative, my friends. Bye.
I got your number, won't you pick up the phone?